Today we are discussing Lord Kapil explaining Bhakti-yoga, the supreme yoga system. Now, this is very important. See, before we have this discussion, I want to say some things, some few words on the subject. We all are performing bhakti. Those who are not performing bhakti, they will have to do something. Otherwise, they are going to come back to this material world. Either they do some yoga process or impersonalism process. But they will have to do something. And we will hear everybody telling us everything, including us telling people what we are studying, what we are doing, etc. So experienced people, they judge what others say by the results they see. So if we see the results that have been shown to us are not very good, then we judge according to the results, not the spoken words. Be it an organization, be it one's own personal sadhana. Oh, I'm doing very nice, I'm doing very good, very good. Don't waste time. See the outcome. What is the outcome? Outcome is sincerity. You can understand if somebody is sincere or somebody is achieving. If not, then we can see the person is saying something and doing something else. This is the first point which we have to understand. Why we understand? It will come because we will take a lot of decisions in bhakti. Bhakti is all about decision making. How can you say that? Bhakti means love. That's what we understand, loving God. How is the decision making coming in this? Bear with me. We'll go through this step by step. So bhakti actually is the most treasured activity, process in our life. Why is it most treasured? Because we are all either knowingly or unknowingly wanting to stop the process of birth and death. If we are not interested in stopping the process of birth and death, then it's another thing altogether. And those who are not interested in this or not aware about this, they are going to come back into this material world again. They may be born as a human being, or born as an animal, born as a monkey. And even if they are born as a monkey, the father monkey and the mother monkey will be very happy to receive a newborn child. They'll protect the child. Till the time another big monkey will come, alpha, and destroy the father monkey, and again try to kill you, and the mother monkey has to run away protecting you. Now, this is in cat life, dog life also, ant life, human being. We have wasted human life. So we do not know whether we'll get a human life again. So that's why bhakti is the most treasured process which is given to us by Krishna, and it is love. Because this is what language Krishna understands. What language does Krishna understand? Just like a father or even a mother, for that matter. When a small child who cannot speak properly comes and says in his few words that I love you very much, the father or mother, or grandfather or grandmother. Even if the child cannot pronounce properly, the parents will love it very much. Is it not so? Why is it so? Because it's a love, it's a language of love. So Krishna, basically, if you go to see, he's not a shrewd personality. Krishna is a very detached personality. If Krishna doesn't have all the opulence, which is not possible, he always comes with all the opulences. It's very difficult to see Krishna, even if he comes with opulence. We will be fainted and we run away actually. We cannot accept the opulence of Krishna. But even if, supposing argument's sake, if we do so, and if we are with Krishna, we'll miss him. If he has to come as an ordinary person in front of us, we'll miss him because he is completely detached. And we will think we are Krishna with all our big job and money and how beautiful I look, more knowledge, our family history. Krishna doesn't have any of this. That is the reason why when Krishna was present on earth, nobody knew his Varna. He was born as a Kshatriya to Vasudeva and Devaki, Mother Devi. Then he was transferred immediately on birth to the house of Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. They are Vaishyas, business people, mercantile community. And from there, he went back again to Mathura and killed his maternal uncle, Kamsa, and became another one of the princes there. Married 16,108 wives and told Arjuna whole Bhagavad Gita as a Brahmana, as a teacher. And he was acting as the servant of Arjuna, the chariot driver. So what is his Varna? And all this process he does. He was born as a king, king's son, taken away, same night to mercantile community. Doesn't own anything. He's penniless. We discussed it on Wednesday's class, this point. And in his foster parents' home, very rich people, Nanda Maharaj, Mother Yashoda. Again, he was penniless. Because he was enjoying himself, all the gopis loved him, he loved everybody, and Akrur comes, takes him away to Mathura. Again, he's penniless, goes to Mathura. In Mathura, he was afraid, he moves to Dwarka as a prince, takes everyone's responsibility, but he's penniless. Because he's not the king, he's Ugrasena. He's the king of Yadu. He is nobody there. So it's very difficult to understand Krishna. We cannot grasp him. Big saints, they think by serving humanity we can serve Krishna. It is not possible. Because what is happening is, as long as we are very innocent from our heart, he is very innocent personality. And this is the reason why Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj emphasizes this point, that we have to be very innocent in our heart, just like a child, innocent. Only then when we are able to chant nicely, that nice will be reaching Krishna. With anything else, with our ego, with our intelligence, with, oh, I'm trying to prove something to somebody, to devotees, to this, that, we are actually missing our own point. We are not doing any good for us, at least in devotional service, amongst devotees. We must not do this. I want to prove something. He or she says this to me, I'm going to say this to them. Last breath can be any time. So Krishna understands and speaks the language of love. And to speak the language of love, only a child does. And people who are madly in love with each other, they are mad, is it not so? When a boy meets a girl, he's mad. He becomes mad. When girl meets a boy and falls in love, becomes mad. They see the boy's face and the girl's face in the rotis and the puris and the dal, in the chapati, in the milk, in the water. They stop eating, stop drinking. In the moon, in the sun, they stop eating. They don't want to think anything else. This is how we are. When they're mad in love, it's love, language of love. But it is not so easy to attain. So for that, we require knowledge. We're coming to that now. So you have to take decisions at every stage. We started our point by saying this. Bhakti means decision making. To attain this point of innocence, it is not going to come so easily because material world is going to tear us apart with so many issues, so many decisions to be taken. They're asking our attention, attention for the family, attention for our own mind, our own body, attention for our business, for job, maintenance, attention among devotees. Those who are not of the higher level, they will criticize the politics, this, that. So we have to take decisions at every stage to protect our innocence to perform bhakti, to protect our love for Krishna. That is why devotional service means taking decisions. And when we are starting our bhakti, it's a bit easier. Okay, I take decision. Let me focus upon my mind. Don't focus on anything else. That is at the beginning stage, like a small child. When a child is born, child is interested in his or her own safety. So whoever gives safety and food, they go to that person. Is it not so? That child selfishly thinks like this. Their own safety, their own food, their own things, all those things. But the same child, when he grows to become mother and father, they take care of other people, their own children and their grandchildren. So decisions have to be taken that way. So even as by taking care of others, we have to still remain a child, forbearing, giving opportunities to others. Nobody forget about it. People talk to you, people think they are more smarter than you, but a person who forbears, okay, let us give them a chance. He is more intelligent than a person who thinks that I'm trying to trouble the person. Take it from me. Only a child gives trouble to the parent or to seniors. Seniors tolerate. One who tolerates it is a person who is more humble and mature. Let us tolerate. So decision making is to make sure how much we to tolerate, where to tolerate, and where not to tolerate. So bhakti yoga means taking decisions all the time. And then as we mature in our bhakti, the decisions become also very important. And we have to take important decisions to protect our bhakti. Because right now we say, okay, this person is giving me knowledge, I'm getting knowledge, I'm chanting, I'm doing this, it's my problem. But then is the knowledge right? Then this happens, or do I need this? How do I do this? How do I do that? We have to take discriminating decisions, devotional service. So that is the reason why in bhakti, to come to the stage of decision making, as I told you, you require knowledge. And how do you get knowledge? By studying the scriptures. Correct? There is no escape. You have to study. If you cannot study, then listen to somebody whom you trust. But there's a process. You cannot take practical decisions if you don't have practical knowledge. Is it not so? Again, getting knowledge is not sufficient because you have to think over it and practically implement in your life what you study. And when you do that, then you can take practical decisions for yourself in practical situations of material life. And make sure I finish this, let me go back to bhakti. How do I complete this, my material task? I go back to bhakti. Kundalik process, Maharaj. It's a constant struggle. So if you do not have a firm scriptural knowledge basis and practical implementation of that knowledge with you, You'll always be baffled. And then what happens? You're dependent upon somebody else. Now, for that, you have to find somebody else who can give you that knowledge. Now, you have to see whether somebody else is not cheating you. So, even if somebody else you gain knowledge from, but thinking you have to do. You cannot say, I trusted this person, so his person is at fault, not me. No, no. Your choice. It's our choices. We are making choices all the time. Decision making. So, as you grow and mature in a bhakti, important decisions have to be made and taken in bhakti. Very important decisions, because ultimately, where we want to go back to? Godhead, not back to the material world. How do we do this? And this question has been plaguing humanity for since time immemorial. Why life? What is life? What is God? Is God right or wrong? So many theories are there. From there, we have to pick up one theory and then implement it and see if it is right or wrong and implement it in our life and go back to Godhead. So we have got task at hand. How can you not think? How can you not study? So if you do not, then practical decision making will not be able to, excuse me, we have to have practical decision making to solve our problems. So if you cannot take correct decisions, then how can you say the road which I'm going in is going in the right direction? And as I always say, that we may think we are going in the motorway to the city, but the diversion has taken somewhere else, and you have gone somewhere else. We won't even know. By the time we know it, it'll be too late. And then you are forced to believe my decision is correct. I have to follow this decision, others are doing it. The whole world is in the wrong direction. The whole world is in the wrong direction. It's been headed by Rakshasas. Wrong people are heading organizations and the governments everywhere. So how would you know the decision making you are taking is accurate? Unless you know if you got firm knowledge of the scriptures. So we all of us, what has helped me in my bhakti, I implement and teach all of you. What has helped me is my independent thinking. I always use the word, right? Independently thoughtful. Now, what is independently thoughtful in Hindi language?
स्वयं की विचारधारा पर वो.
स्वयं की विचारधारा.
That's what I understand.
Okay.
स्वतंत्र विचारधारा प्रभु जी.
हाँ, स्वतंत्र विचारधारा. Yes. So स्वतंत्र क्या होता है? Swayam means our own. We can speculate also and do it. Right? Swatantra meaning by knowledge, we have got our own independent thinking. Okay, you're telling me this? Agree. I will read myself and understand. Krishna is giving me intelligence, so I'll study and I'll understand. Independently thoughtful. In Marathi, what is Marathi? Namrata Matari, you told me today. What is the meaning of independently thoughtful?
स्वतंत्र विचारधारणा.
Oh, same Marathi, Hindi, same thing.
मराठी.
Swatantra, yeah.
चलता.
Swatantra vichardharana. Now, if you cannot say, I do not know, I cannot think, it is not my capacity, then you are bound to suffer and bound to drown. Two things you are bound to do. Take it from me. You're bound to suffer. Why do you suffer? Because you do not know if somebody is giving you the right medicine or not. Correct? If you do not study. So you do not know. And you will not take anything. And because you take wrong decisions, you are suffering. Otherwise, you are very perfectly going on. Very peaceful life is going on. You are suffering. And why do you do this? Because you are not innocent. To become innocent in this material world, you require a great level of philosophical depth. You cannot become innocent without knowledge. You have to voluntarily give up your shrewdness when you come to Krishna. You understand this point? And you cannot voluntarily give up your shrewdness unless and until you choose to give up your shrewdness. And that choosing you require with complete knowledge of scripture, digested. Without that, you may say, okay, I will give up without knowledge, but that will not help you. It will come back to you again. Shrewdness will come again and again, again and again. In the spiritual activities, you cannot cheat somebody and go back to Godhead. It is impossible. It is impossible when you know that somebody is cheating and you keep quiet and tell others to keep quiet. I mean, you can do it, keep quiet, but you're not, if you tell others not to look at them, don't use intelligence, that is wrong. No, no, you got it wrong. Something is wrong in that. So it's very important. If you want to reach a destination, you have to understand whether here is what diversion I took place. You know, a wrong turn I took and I've gone somewhere else. So independently thoughtful, and you should be able to take correct decisions. And especially when you are preaching, then you have to decide for other people also. Because now when you're preaching, you are becoming an adult from a child. Child is thinking about his own food, own shelter, own safety. But when you're preaching, you're taking care of other people, just like you become father and grandfather, or mother and grandmother, taking care of their grandchildren. If you take wrong decisions, bad karma, you cannot go back to Godhead. Unless you are very, very thorough, transparent. So what is the process of this knowledge? Process is this. First of all, study. There is no option without not studying. If you cannot study, then find out somebody whom you can study, who can teach you. But still, I would strongly recommend when you get time, listen or study yourself. Second, recite. What you study, you memorize. What is it that you discuss? That's why we say, what did you learn last week? Tell me. Many of you are sleeping. You say, what is this going? I don't want to study. I don't know. I have not made notes. Why not? Because after studying, after hearing or studying, you have to recite, memorize. And then after that, you research yourself in the scriptures about knowledge. And then after research, you must think over it. This is the most important thing. This is the fourth point. Thinking is very less people do. They sit down and think. What was studied, philosophy of study was this. Okay, right. So how do I practically think about this? How do I implement it? Is this correct or not correct? Did I study properly or not? Let me do my research. Okay. Thinking. And then after thinking, you preach. Now, somebody will say, but I cannot preach. No, no, don't preach. No problem. But at least you can share your realizations. No, your realizations, not somebody else's, not even Prabhupada's. That is also wrong. To read Prabhupada's realization is not your realization. You must study Prabhupada's books, Guru Maharaj's points, and think yourself and speak in your own words. If you cannot do this, then you cannot be independently thoughtful. To become independently thoughtful, you have to follow this process. Otherwise, that thoughtfulness is mental speculation. This is very important to understand. If you do not follow this process of self-study, recitation, means memorizing, researching the scriptures yourself, thinking about it, and preaching or sharing your realizations. If you do not do it yourself, then you are mental speculating because you're not studying anything. You don't know what you're talking about. You're speculating, maybe like this, maybe like that. And then you're depending upon other people. How do you know other people? What are they going to teach you? What are they teaching you? Is it correct or not? Does it make sense what I'm saying? This is logical. So Bhakti Yoga is a process which is very simple as compared to yogic processes and impersonal processes. But we have to take some responsibility to make it simple. Otherwise, we become sheep. We don't become independently thoughtful. We cannot choose. Independent thoughtful means choosing. Choosing. If we do not do this and we become independent thoughtful, then we are mentally speculating. Which is very, very wrong. It is worse. Both ways it is worse because you're not studying. So start with the study process. Yeah. So reading scriptures is very good, but you must speak from the scriptures after thinking over it. Vicharana paro. Maharishi Goswami Maharaj insists upon it. Share your own realizations. Speak your own realizations. When I was very, very new and I started preaching, the first thing Maharaj said, you speak your own realization. Read scriptures, Prabhupada's books, speak your own realization. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not saying something else. But if you read what Prabhupada has read and that's it, so that is what you're reading Prabhupada's realization, which is also good. But what did you understand? You're still like a baby. I do not know. I cannot think like this. Then prepare not to go back to Godhead. Excuse me, I'll correct myself. This is a wrong statement. I take it back. Prepare not back to go back to God is a wrong statement. But prepare to be cheated is a correct statement. Okay? Now you can choose what you want to do. So for me, if I don't want to be cheated, I do all these things. If I want to be cheated, I'll not do anything. I'll be lazy. I'll give any excuses. Correct? All of us understand this point? So this is Bhakti Yoga. I want all of us to understand this is Bhakti Yoga before we start our discussion of Bhakti Yoga and Bhagavatam. Okay? Anyone has any questions?
Yes, Prabhu. You are talking about being independently thoughtful. So we discuss being dependent for your own spiritual life. So how this independence and dependence are related, Prabhu?
Yes, it's a good question. We choose to be dependent. So the choosing power remains with us. Okay? And when we choose to be independent, to be dependent, what is the basis for us to choose to be dependent? That is what I explained here. Study yourself, decide, think about it, research it, think about it, practically research, implement it by preaching, and then you see who's doing this. Okay, that's perfect. I'll follow this. Nobody can say that I depended upon somebody else and I'm cheated, so that I am still innocent. No, you're not. Your material world doesn't say like this. Buyer beware, they say, no, when you start buying a product, buyer beware. The same way in spiritual life, there are so many things, so many individuals since time immemorial who are saying, selling the package, come to me, I'll take you back to Godhead. In earlier ages, they would not say these things. Disciples had to search out their own gurus. You see? Whereas now, anybody with a man with a dog can come and give any classes on YouTube or whatever, and he's teaching everybody whatever things. And people were being dependent. So once you choose somebody, choose with all your intelligence and knowledge. That's why we say all the time, you study yourself and see if I'm not cheating you. Or I will cheat you. We say this to all of you. We will not cheat you. How do you know we're not cheating you? You must study yourself. But once you understand this, then you can follow. It has taken me a lot of time, a lot of convincing to follow those personalities whom I'm following. I did not close my eyes and followed them. Is it okay, Prabhuji? Did I explain this point?
Yes, Prabhuji, for being independent, we have to be intelligent.
Yes. It's our choice. Yeah, that's right. Krishna has given free will. If we are going to misuse it by saying, I don't want to think, I cannot think, then it's up to us. Or whatever reason is, I don't have time, it's up to us. I cannot read, to us. No problem. Okay, thank you. Anybody else wants to say anything? Any questions?
Hare Krishna,
Let
Prabhuji.
me hear. Yes, yes,
Sorry,
yes.
sir, one more thing, Prabhu. You spoke very much about the innocence part, Prabhu. Yeah, being innocent. Krishna is very innocent, we should be innocent. But that is again, you said that we have to study to be innocent. So, can someone become innocent by studying?
Yes,
Innocent?
yes. Chanting will make anybody innocent. In the age of Kali, in Kali Yuga, where Rakshasas are ruling the world, actually Prabhupada says Rakshasas are ruling the world in organization, and Rakshasas meaning what? Man-eating people. They eat their own children, Rakshasas. Kali Yuga is this very, very dangerous place. Extremely dangerous place, Kali Yuga. We are just at the beginning of it. COVID was just a small share, small sample of it. Nothing else. Nothing there. Wait for more to come. Every stage, every day, things are happening, which we are not even realizing this. So to become innocent, we have to understand things. Like, for example, now again, I'm not an expert in this. Please excuse me. So whatever I'm saying can be a caveat. Others may know more. Fine. I don't want to dispute this. I don't want to argue with anybody. For example, what I'm going to say now is this. Okay, this is a disclaimer about Christianity. What was original Christianity was completely different to what it is today. If you do a research on Dead Sea Scrolls, I mean, I've done it. You guys, I do not know why you've not done it so far. Dead Sea Scrolls. You'll understand this that it was in 1 century BC. They found out, put in bottles of what the original teachings of Jesus Christ are. And they found in 2 places. One was in Palestine somewhere, other was in some caves. And it was suppressed for so long. Which revolutionized the whole preaching. They are like Vaishnava training. Same. Don't associate with non-devotees. Devotees worship a personality of God and his beloved, wearing tilak. All these personalities are there. Everything is there. But then it was twisted and turned, and the Romans themselves, Paul, who was part of Roman, who killed Jesus Christ. Of course, nobody can kill him, but he became the writer, and that is what the Bibles are now. So message is changed completely. Books written there, read if you want to. But as I said, I'm not an expert in this. Please, it is recorded, so I'll put a caveat for this. Research your own. So what is happening is innocence is what you have to find out the depth behind it. And that is possible only by your own self-study. There is no other option. And whether somebody's, that's what Prabhupada says, a person should repeat what has been given in the scriptures, not without changing things. And that is perfection of a life. So without proper education, and we have to choose to be innocent. We cannot become innocent by night. Some people are very fortunate to be innocent by themselves, but they are cheated in this material world, you see. You understand this? They're cheated in the material world. If they're just innocent, just like that. But if they are not, but if they are not, if they don't, if you don't want to be cheated, then you should be intelligent enough to study with knowledge and then be innocent. So you're not cheated. That's why we say that we know when you're lying, but we tolerate you. Not that I'm doing that. I'm saying authorities do that way. We know when the mouth opens, when a person speaks, the eyes, the way they see, the way they speak, the tone changes, whatever happens, we know he's lying. So we lose it. We tolerate it. Everybody does this. And we say, is this lying detrimental to us or not? Not detrimental. Leave it. Forget about it. Let's tolerate it. Move on. Detrimental, then we do something about it. Why? Because we have a higher purpose to achieve. Kali Yuga is a very dangerous place for every living being to stay. We don't think it is like this, do we? How can you not think like this? You tell me one thing. How can it make sense? Where we are ourselves contaminating our own food. We are ourselves contaminating our own air to breathe. Without proper oxygen, we cannot survive. Is it not so? Is it not so? Doctor, Madam Doctor, is it right? You don't require doctor certificate to understand this. Then why are we polluting our air? Tell me, answer my question. Can anybody answer the question? Navina Mataji, can you answer this question? Is it correct question? Yes. If the air that we breathe is good for our breathing, correct? We require oxygen. Then it is best that we give ourselves pure oxygen to breathe. Is it not so?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, then why are we polluting the air then? You tell me, why are we polluting the air? See, it's a good question. Is it not so? Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. Yes, that's right. So these are the questions we should ask. If we know that the food that we eat is good for us, then why are we polluting our food? Yeah, tell me, Subhadra Mataji, correct? Is a good question or a bad question?
Prabhuji, it's a good question.
Yes, you should ask this question to your teacher one day. Teacher, I have a question. If the oxygen is needed for our health to breathe in, then why is there pollution in the world? Why are we creating pollution? Good question. Okay, wonderful. All the best. Huh? So these are very cynical things. So that means there's some other powers at play which is making us and forcing us to do things, and we think this is normal. Does it make sense to you? And we know that one country has got all the weapons of mass destruction, and they go and attack somebody else to say you should not attack Baba because you are bad, we are right. How does it make sense to you? No. Hypocrisy doesn't work, right? Everybody knows hypocrisy, but everybody's keeping quiet. Why? Then you suffer. There's something sinister at play. We have to protect our bhakti at every stage. So how do you assume that your own personal bhakti, which you are doing, your own bhakti, how is it not related to the geopolitical situation of the world? You have to understand the political situation of the world to protect your own bhakti. To say, wow, how do I safeguard my own bhakti in all this chaotic situation? I never understood this. Anybody want to challenge this point? When we know that certain pesticides are going to and fertilizers, if you grow in the soil, you will get abundant crop. But it's a one-time crop. Then the soil becomes dead. Still, why do we use this kind of fertilizer? We call it fertilizer. And imagine this, what is it going to do in our own body when these vegetables are grown from that? And you can't use the soil. Is it not so? Farmers can say this. When I grow in my garden some veggie patch, I keep on regenerating the soil all the time. I don't throw this fertilizer which is one time used and finished. Why are we allowing this to happen? Can I know? Why, when we know that cigarette smoking is killing you, we have not stopped it? Because yeah, people are used to it, right? You say, yeah, stop it. One generation will be gone, no? They will die without smoking. Next generation will be saved. Is it not so? Why are we not doing this? Varun Prabhu, any answer? Can you give me an answer for this? When even a child can tell you if cigarette smoking is bad for health, it kills you, why are we still allowing this? Can you tell me, give me one answer?
Because Prabhuji, governments are getting a lot of taxes from them, so they are utilizing it.
So, is it good or bad to have taxes?
It is good, Prabhuji, but it is not good in this way to take taxes from people.
So is it good or bad? Tell me this. It cannot be both ways.
Prabhuji, smoking cigarettes is bad, I can say.
So we should not smoke cigarette, correct? Ban all the cigarette companies.
Yes.
They're simple. What do you
Yes.
want to protect? You want to protect your population or want to make money for population? When there's no population, what will you do? Same thing with alcohol. Same thing with alcohol. Alcohol destroys your health, destroys your gut. But what do they say? The success. How do they advertise? I'm an advertising, so I tell you. I always say this before. The cigarette ads, they put fire in the mouth. So they will show either a beach, cool place in a beach where they're smoking cigarettes, or in the snowy mountains, they're smoking cigarettes. And they'll show successful person, materially successful person. Yeah, I also said this before. And the name will not, they will not give the name as cigarette and fire in the mouth. They'll use some other name, mention on hedges or cool. What is cool with a cigarette? There's one cool cigarette for women. When I was 30 years ago, they started cool cigarettes for women. And now women are smoking like men, fire in the mouth, and they will become equal. And when they become addicted to smoking, but when they become pregnant, they said you should not smoke. The child will be destroyed. The womb will be destroyed. But the man will keep smoking. You smoke outside. I'm very careful about my wife and my son, so he'll smoke in a gallery and smoke. But the woman should not smoke, and she's become addicted to it, and she doesn't even know. So who's suffering, man or woman? Yeah,
Everyone.
woman.
Yes, woman is for suffering. Yes.
Man is going to suffer, but woman is suffering more. Why? Because she's a janani, mother, childbearing person. So if the woman did not have the habit of smoking, she would not have any problem, right? But here they are artificially telling them, you become equal, smoke cigarette. But then again, when you are pregnant, you should not smoke cigarette. Who's doing this? Can you tell me?
The
Can you
media.
tell me one successful lady, one successful media person or lady personality who was smoking cigarette and has to give up voluntarily, and she gives up very easily?
I don't
Name me
remember
one
anyone.
person.
No.
Yeah. What do you think, Path Prabhu? Do you see
About
any women
Prabhu
like this?
who smokes cigarette and are successful?
Yeah, but they have to give up because of pregnancy. Are they easy to give up for them?
No, no.
Very tough. They tell me, I've been told this. Ambrish tells me, how can I, when there's so much stress going on, how can I just remove from my brain? Sir, what do I tell you now at this stage? It was told by my boss's boss. So hi, she's calling one day. I'm feeling very stressed. You are like this. So how do I do? I said, do one thing. You just calm down. You go out when there's a moonlight. You enjoy the moon bathing. Bathe in the moon. That's what I told her. So what do I tell you at this stage? You can't explain this big philosophy in 1 minute and say, tell me now. In 2 minutes, they're going to again have some coffee, give it thing five coffee. So why do we do this now? Coffee drinking and tea drinking is bad for health, not for caffeine. Caffeine is one thing, but it takes 24 hours to remove coffee from the system. Am I right? Anybody knows this? So why are we promoting coffee to have 2-3 times in a day? Does it make sense? All I'm saying is there's something much sinister at play. If we know something is killing you, then it should be stopped. Why are you not doing it? And in India, especially, the fast food, the outside food, not even fast food, eating food in the restaurants, that is killing the whole population. I'm telling you, disgusting it is. How many of you eat in restaurant food or call it home? I'm very tired. Let's have naan and some paneer and cream and all those things. I'll tell you something, you'll be surprised. Who does it? Raise your hand. I used to do it. Now I don't even have salt and sugar and oil in my food. But raise your hands. Yeah, all of you. You know something? I'll tell you. Now, 1 minute. Brace for this, okay? Whenever you're eating outside food, look into the eye of that person who comes to take the order and say, no cream. Why you say this to the person? Because he has to make fresh vegetable. You think your paneer sabji is made now for you and given to you? They keep it for a month. No, sorry, 1 week, 2 weeks in a deep freeze. And brace for this. If in the restaurant, if there is some food item people have asked for, if that food is remaining, part of it, what happens to that food? I used to pack it and give it to me. But people don't do this, right? Right. I know. Those who eat non-vegetarian food and there's chicken, they eat chicken and there's a nice chicken piece there left, I can't eat. They take it away, their plate. What do they do with their plate, Anybody knows? Raise your hand. No. Suchi Bataji, tell me what is the worst thing that can happen to that thing that you can think about? That remaining chicken piece or paneer piece or whatever piece, your pakoda piece or whatever you put it there. What happens to that? What is remaining? Not half one, but if there's one full remaining, untouched or touched. But in a full plate, somebody eaten full plate, remaining part of it. What happens to that? Give me a worst case scenario.
It is given to other person, or maybe some
Yes,
other
it is
order.
mixed. It is placed. It's a bacha dalo baju mein. They keep it on the side. They put it in the pool. Put it there. And then when somebody else orders it, they mix it, make it and give it to you. I'm not saying this. My friend is a chef. This is a top quality restaurant. He does that. You want to eat from this kind of restaurants? Every restaurant is a 5-star. Worst criminals like this. And even otherwise, the vegetable, the gravy, all this they have made is made for weeks. And they mix it into, because the soil, the taste soil, they put sugar in it and cream in it. And you're eating this. And that doesn't go out from your bloodstreams, from your arteries. That's why you get heart attacks. In India, there's a major pandemic of heart disease, your blood pressure disease, your sugar problem, all kinds of problems. India is cusp of a pandemic of this because eating outside every restaurant, very good. You want to eat something, don't eat, but you want to eat something, have some dosa where they cannot keep it and keep it for 5 days or idlis or something, or make some rotis, or just say, you know, look and say, I make food without salt, sugar, and oil. They'll hate you for this. They charge you 10 times more, or they don't make it only. Yeah. Anyway, why do they do this? When they know it is bad for health, why do they do this? Please. Why am I giving all these examples? Even children would know this is bad for health. Oxygen, the fertilizers, all this is bad for health. Why are they still doing this? Cigarette smoking is bad. Alcoholism is bad. Why do they still do it? Why? There's some sinister things going on. Okay? Very, very bad things. So we have to take decisions for our own survival. What about Bhakti Yoga? We have to navigate our thoughts through Bhakti Yoga. How are we going to think about Krishna? And many times you don't have time. You have to rely upon these things. What do you do? These things, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj used to give class 30 years ago. I have heard those classes. What to do? How to do this? So these are the things which we have to very, very much be very, very careful. And as we are very, very careful, we will be possible, all this is possible only and only when we are able to understand after we have got firm conviction by studying scriptural knowledge, practically implementing it. So please, what you have to summarize things, you have to somehow become very, very transparent and very innocent. Because Krishna is very innocent. His interest is to just help his devotees. His business is to make sure that all, he's a hero. We are complicating things. What can we do? What can he do? Okay, right. So, any questions on so far what we discussed? We'll take about 2-3 minutes break. I want you to think about it. If there's no question, then we can continue further. Okay? We take a quick break for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Yes, Hare Krishna. All right. Anyone has any questions or anything to debate on this point? Whatever I spoke today, anyone disagrees or have any questions or agrees and want to say something, up to you. Because if you don't say anything, I'll assume that okay, you are in agreement. Then we move further. Okay. Then don't ask me for disagreement later on.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji, tell me.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving us such thoughtful lessons. I had one question. I might not be the same as the topic, but it's about the food habits, as you mentioned. We all know that even as a devotee, we know that in a restaurant we are going or in a stall we are eating, they are serving in the same plates or they are mixing things in the same bowl when it was used for onion and garlic. We we still eat that out of our hunger, and just after that, on the next day, when we see some non-devotee eating these things, uh, we judge them. So most of the time, I had done this. So after that, I feel a bit hypocrite because at point I also know that the place or the restaurant where I'm eating from is giving the food in the same bowl he used onion garlic in, and I still consume it, and I think of myself like I at least told him to not use onion garlic in my food, but yeah, the bowl is same, the mixing in which he is doing is same, but then I consume and I think of myself as at least I'm trying. But is it good practice? Or I mean, I very often do that, and sometimes it's genuine because I think it's genuine because I don't have any other option to eat, or I might not have brought my tiffin to the workplace or something. So in this situation, are we the hypocrite one? Am I the hypocrite to judge the other person that is eating onion garlic, but he don't know that why eating onion garlic is bad?
So your question is that are you hypocrite to judge other people?
Yes,
You give an answer. What do you think?
I think I'm doing hypocrisy, and
Yes, that's it.
I tell myself
You
that
know,
yeah, but sometimes I think at least I should tell them, but yeah, I mean, I'm not following it, but I'm saying it. So is it right to tell them, or I should
tell
just
whom?
ignore? Tell the person, just like if I have a relative, like my cousins, they eat onion garlic. So should I tell them that don't eat onion garlic? It is bad. But they they see me eating at the stalls where onion garlic is used, but I just say don't put onion garlic on my food, but it's the same bowl. So they also think I am hypocrite. So is it bad to tell them that why we should not eat onion garlic, or I should first change my habit of doing this?
I think you changed your question. You just changed your question. Now talking more specific about your relatives, your cousins, who are calling you a hypocrite. So why I don't understand your question. You want to tell them not to eat onion garlic so that you can eat in the same restaurant without onion garlic like them.
Yes.
But somebody else will be eating with onion garlic and this.
Yeah, someone else would be eating onion garlic, or in the restaurant, should we eat if we don't have any other option left? Like if I have not brought tiffins or anything, and
Wha-
I'm
My
out with my cousin.
my answer, how will it solve your problem? You tell me. I already said ultimately we have to be independently thoughtful, right? So you have to decide yourself. What do you think you'll decide?
And I don't know. I'm not able to
Come on,
decide.
not able to decide. What you're not able to decide?
Like, yeah, I think that I shouldn't be eating with them, but I don't know.
No, I'm confused about your question. Your question is that should you stop your cousins
Yeah,
from eating onion garlic? Is that your question?
yes,
What do you think? Yeah, what do you think? You should stop them or
yes,
not?
yes, I should stop them, but
And
I think
why? Why? Why do you stop them?
because
What is
I
the
know that
purpose?
you said, because I know that is bad for even for the health, and scripture says that we should not eat onion garlic.
I don't know what to say. Basically, onion and garlic have got good medicinal potencies, huge numbers of medicinal potencies. Okay, we don't eat because it is tamasic. Okay, because we are trying to control our senses. This is a mode of ignorance. These two have got a very high mode of ignorance, like mushrooms also. But devotees eat mushrooms also here in New Zealand and probably around the world also. I don't know. We don't eat bogus things going on everywhere. So only because of that reason we do not eat. But they should be convinced not to eat first, right? Otherwise, this answer they will give you, why not we can eat? It is good for medicine. What answer will you give them? If they are not practicing bhakti yoga to control the senses, why should they stop eating onion garlic? I mean, they should stop. Nobody should eat onion garlic. That's my answer. But instead of telling them stopping onion garlic, teach them to become Krishna conscious. They stop on their own.
Yes,
Is this your question though? Because you changed your question about 3 times now.
this was also my question, and other thing was, am I good enough to teach them if I'm also doing the same, but on a more, you know, I'm trying to showcase myself as I'm a good devotee. I don't eat onion garlic, but I still eat from the same restaurant. They eat, they eat onion garlic, but I just say I don't want onion garlic in my food. Although I know that they are using the same equipments used to make onion garlic food.
It's a choice. What answer do you want me to give you? It's our choices. Bhakti yoga is all about decision making. That's why I started my discussion.
Yes,
So it's your choice. Is it okay?
yes, that's true.
Yeah. If you are hungry, if you don't have any choice what to do, you're eating without onion garlic, that's right. It's up to you. Bhakti yoga doesn't stop anything from anybody from doing anything. This is the worst, this is less worse, this is less worse, this is best. You can choose whatever you want to do. We all have choices. Yeah, okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, anyone else want to say anything? Any other questions?
Hare Krishna,
Want to
Prabhu.
discuss? Yes.
Prabhu, I had a question on similar lines that Prabhu had. My question was, Prabhu, that should we, like, so we are all in a spiritual process, right? Trying to rectify ourselves and becoming better, and we all have flaws at some or the other stage and on some or the other level. My question was that if we are not perfect ourselves, should we preach? For example, I know that example, not example, real. So I know that I can lie sometimes, right? And then I'm talking to my friends and I tell them, oh, we should not lie. It's written in the Shastras that we should not lie. And then they ask me, oh, but you lie, right? Sometimes. And obviously, that's not a good position to be in where they point out that you lie and you preach what you don't follow. But then you come back by saying, oh, but I am also following a journey, right? But it's written in the Shastras and Shastras are to be followed. And they say that we should not lie. So I'm just puppeting what the Shastras are saying. I'm just parroting what the Shastras are saying. So is this correct form of preaching where we might not be following it, but we might be in the process of improving ourselves? We might not be perfect 100% there, but maybe 70, 80%. But we tell other people what is right. If my question is clear, that is it, Prabhu. Or if you want more, I can explain the question further with some examples. Yeah.
I don't know if I want more clarity, but let us see. Let us take this step. Okay. Is this your hand? It's still up there. Your hand raising is still there. Is it your hand? Okay. So you are saying that you lie and you preach people you should not lie. And they know that you lie. So they are telling you, what are you preaching then?
No, Prabhu. They don't know that I lie. They will just come at me and say, "Oh, but you also lie, right? Sometimes everybody lies." And then
Yes.
at that point, I cannot lie that I don't lie because I'm
So
trying
that
to
means
be
you
more.
lie. That means you lie.
Yeah, but
Now,
I'm
that
trying
is
to
the
be more.
point. No, that's okay. That's okay. I'll tell you one story. This will make you understand. My mother told a story. It may be a folklore story, but I do not think it is folklore. It is a true story. Many stories about Mahatma Gandhi, is many times folklore also, is hearsay, but sometimes it's true. So one child had a habit of eating sweet. Now, not the kind of sweet that we eat now, ice creams and all that. It was a village. So at that time, the sweet eating was gur, jaggery. The small child used to eat a lot of jaggery every day. So she said, you have to stop eating jaggery. The mother told the child. Child said, would not listen. So she took the child to Mahatma Gandhi once. And Mahatma Gandhi would meet everybody, people of the family, village. So she said that, my child, Mahatma Gandhi ji, Bapu, please tell my son not to eat sweet so much. It is bad for his health. Eating jaggery is not good for health. Sweet is not good for health. So Mahatma Gandhi looked at the mother and looked at the child. And he said, he thought for a while and he said that, can you come after 1 month with this question to me? Exactly after 1 month, the woman came and said, Mahatma Gandhi, Bapu, I'd asked you 1 month ago about my son, and I requested you to please tell my son not to eat jaggery. It is bad for health, not good for teeth and stomach and all those things. So much jaggery. So, and you had asked me to come after 1 month. So Mahatma Gandhi then told the child, looked at the child and said, child, you should not eat jaggery because eating jaggery is very bad for health. So much jaggery. Some jaggery is fine. But eating sweet, so much sweet is very bad for health. So you must not eat jaggery so much. Have a little bit. Okay? Please promise me Says promise. So the mother was happy. But why did Mahatma Gandhi charter come after 1 month? What do you think?
I've heard this story, bro, so I know the answer. So,
Yeah, tell me.
because he himself did not like eat jaggery for the coming 1 month.
That's right. So you got the answer? Morally, if it is incorrect, how can you preach immoral things? But if you know you don't lie, and if somebody says, but everybody lies, I said, no, no, no. Don't put everybody into your basket. You may be lying, I do not lie. Okay. Now you don't need to prove to anybody. But your conviction will tell people. So even the premise that everybody lies is wrong. Just like somebody, Prabhupada writes this argument to say that people say nobody has seen God. Prabhupada said, how can you say that? Nobody has seen God. You have not seen God, and you know people have not seen God. But how can you say that nobody has seen God? So this premise is wrong. You must practice what you're preaching. In Kali Yuga, all other processes are not workable because there is no cleanliness. People are not clean. People don't have riches. They are very unfortunate. It stands only on one foot. The foot is what? Honesty. Never forget this point. This honesty will protect you against all these elements of smoking and it's bad for health and inhaling all this. Why people are doing this? You will not understand these things unless you're honest to yourself. When you're honest to yourself, then you can see the whole thing is upside down and I do not belong here and I want to get out of this place. It's going to go worse. But if I go to the other planet may be even worse than this planet. I do not know. Or the species may be worse species than this. I do not know. So what is the point in pitching to somebody when you're not pitching yourself? Is there any value? Will they believe you? They don't. They believe if you say no, but you can't say that way. I don't lie. And you should not lie. But if you're lying, don't teach that you don't lie. Don't preach. That's why preaching is always done on behalf. And preaching is never done prematurely. Although one can do, but at least in our Hare Krishna weekend, we say do not preach unless you are under proper guidance or are trained in the leaders group. So leaders Sangha, from intermediate to leaders, is a very tough. One part is knowledge. Second part is what is happening now. It's very tough. And even after that, I may not allow to come to leaders group. Because what I teach, what we teach is very different concept. This point, why do you want to teach something which you don't know? Practice. Is it a good question to ask? You asking me a question that if they say, is it okay to ask? Is it okay to preach? I'm saying, why do you want to preach when you're not practicing yourself? What is the value of that? You will never get brownie points. You won't get brownie points. No, but Bhagavatam says, sure, you read Bhagavatam, another problem happens to you. Because if a student is like me, he'll ask you, so you read Bhagavatam? No, I don't read so much. So you read or you don't read? Yeah, sometimes. Seriously? You don't even read and you're quoting that and teaching me, but you're not following. What are you doing, man? You are a hypocrite yourself. Get a life. I will actually destroy your situation. Or then if you say, but I read Bhagavatam every day, for example, if you're studying every day. So I will tell you, you read Bhagavatam every day. And still you're lying. So what are you reading? Either Bhagavatam is wrong or you are wrong, or teacher is wrong. What is going on? So even it becomes more and more murkier. You're destroying yourself, completely gone. The whole sampradaya will be destroyed. Better not to do it. Prabhupada Prabhupada were instructed by his Guru Maharaj in the first 11 years. And then 40 years Prabhupada took to prepare himself before he preached to the world. Up 30 to 40 years. Took that much time. And then he could chant properly and sincerely. Then he preached. So we are not saying this that we wait for a perfection. But what we are saying is this, that wait till the time that you have been authorized to do so by your guides. Because they will take your karma too. Although we do not proclaim ourselves to be gurus. But if we authorize you, then something is wrong. The sampradaya will not leave us. And we are fighting against the evilness of Kali Yuga. And you have no idea what we are dealing with. I'm saying not you, excuse me, do not misunderstand me. You meaning me also. So I should say we. And we have no idea whom we are dealing with. We think, yeah, Kali is some energy and some things that makes us fall down. Maya is like this. If Maya's form, if it is described, Kali's form is described, we will faint. And they are real. Why do you think that the air that we are breathing, oxygen, is bad for health and we're still polluting the atmosphere? Why? Can you answer this question? No. But you're still breathing, right? But everybody's doing it, right? Why nobody's questioning? Why is not even one person who says, sorry, this is wrong, we're not going to have any industries in our place. When cigarette smoking is bad for health, it kills people. I'm not going to allow anybody to smoke cigarette in my country. Why nobody does this? There is something very sinister going on, and we have no idea about this. It is not words. This is a fact. How do you know this? You tell me one thing. How do you know? So when we are preaching, we are going anti these forces. And there'll be first people to be interested in you. If you're preaching, first people will be interested in all these personalities or energies. So you do not understand there is a protection needed for preaching also. So if you are protecting to your followers, you're not doing it. It's your seniors doing it. And they are not doing it, their seniors doing it. Everyone this called sampradaya, parampara. If one thing goes wrong, the chain, there's no question about going back to Godhead. You may go down hellish conditions. You know, andha tamasa pavishanti, that words you studied. So there's tamasra and andha tamasra, two different planets are there. I told you guys before. And that andha tamasra is not described in the scriptures, but it is described by the authorities to their own realizations. And we are not talking about Gopi Bhav here. Only innocence and honesty will take us apart. Kali Yuga, stick to this honesty part and you will be safe. Your life will be easy. One dishonesty, problem. So, my suggestion is do not preach things which we are not preaching, which we are not practicing ourselves. And preaching meaning is a big responsibility because you're carrying a message. We think, oh, Prabhupada, yeah, we do. No, it's not that. Prabhupada books, Mahasi Goswami Maharaj's digestion, we heard it, we're digesting it in the right mood, we're teaching it, who's teaching it, and it's coming to you. But because we are dishonest, we don't see this process. We say, I can do it myself. You cannot. It's up to you. You can do it also. All the best. Then suffer. You suffer now also without proper this thing. No doubt about it. If you this thing. But at least you're in some shelter. Very dangerous. So the carrying of the message as it is very, very important. That's why they say that those who are committing sin will go to hell. But those who knowingly commit sin will go to furthermore. It is there in the same verse. Andha tamasa pravishanti. And once you go down to lower planets, it's next to impossible to come back to earthly planets. And what about hellish planets? Lower planets are different to hellish planets. It's a world in itself. Everything is world in itself. Just like this world which we see is a world in itself, the middle level planetary systems. If you go to higher planets, it's a world in itself. People die differently, people see differently. All this has to be experienced. It's not wordish, bookish knowledge. One has to experience it, but keeping quiet. That is the point. Okay, is this okay? You got the point?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you for that very wonderful answer, Prabhu.
Yeah. So just follow, you'll be very happy, you know? Yes. Innocence. But not be cheated. That's a different thing. Innocent is different to be cheating. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Somebody else has a question.
Prabhu, sorry, can I just have a little follow-up? Or should we get like other somebody else?
Okay. You have a follow-up?
Not on that what we discussed. It's just on what the class was also. Prabhu, you were talking about honesty, right? And also now you also mentioned innocence, right? So, like I've seen that it's very not very, yeah, it's kind of easy to be honest to somebody else. So, if for example, if you are asking me something, Parth Prabhu, did you watch previous week's class, right? At that point, it is easy for me to say yes because of Ambrish Prabhu's there, authorities there, right? And senior. And we can just say yes. There is no other option. I cannot say no and then I'll be caught, right? So after out of fright, I may say, yes, Prabhu, I did not watch it. Week before, yes, Prabhu, I did not. So I might think that, oh, I'm such an honest person, I'm blurting it all out, but I don't have an option because if I lie, I'll be caught. What my question is, Prabhu, but when the class gets over, when there is no authority and we have to be honest to ourselves, that I find very tough. This honest to oneself and the entire culture, social media culture, or the entire outside culture is to be not honest to yourself, to project an image of yourself that you're not and live in that image and believe that you are that. So, how do we follow, Prabhu, this honesty to one's own self, which is very tough, accepting? Like that is what my question is. It might be ambiguous. If you want, I can give some clarification there, but
Yeah,
I
it's
hope.
very ambiguous. It's quite
Yes.
ambiguous. So what is
Yes,
your
Prabhu.
question?
So my question, Prabhu, is how can we practice honesty to oneself when there is no fear of authority, when we can lie as much as we want, right? To ourselves, to myself. For example, I can be slacking off on something, or I might be not doing something, right? And it's very easy to fool myself that, okay, I'm doing this for XYZ. And I might think that I'm an honest person because whenever an authority or somebody else asks me, I tell them the truth that, oh, I did not do this. Right. But when it comes to self introspection, I lie to myself. Then how do we, in those self introspection moments, which hurt more, when we tell ourselves the truth, oh, I might be lacking here, or I might not be doing this correctly, accepting to ourselves, how can we make that part, you know, more palatable or more acceptable, or even practice that?
To our own self, to say I lied, I'm a liar.
Yeah, to our own self that I am an egoist or I am a liar and I need to correct this. Not when you are taking a class, or not when Avinash Prabhu is taking a class, or I've heard in Srila Prabhupada's books or somewhere else. Not at that point. When I'm just sitting by myself and I want to introspect that, oh, I have these lacuna, right? And I need to rectify them and I need to accept that they're there, not just, bypass them by saying whatever. So how do we get the strength to do that? And how do we actually
Strength,
be honest to ourselves?
strength. My answer is, you know my answer. Ask, tell yourself, I'm a liar. What's the difficulty? This is how I am. Sorry, I'm not that good, but what's the difficulty? The esoteric answer is this, that this answer. But for the ear palatable answer is this, that if you want to come back to this material world, then you'll not do anything about it. You'll lie and you'll be a hypocrite or whatever it is. You're back in this material world. But if you don't want to be, then you have to change yourself. And to change yourself, you change yourself. You don't try to change the world. When you change yourself, the world will change around you. So it's up to you. It's up to us. If you want to go back to Godhead, can you go back to Godhead with being a hypocrite? No. So that's the first qualification. So what should I do? Not be a hypocrite. So don't be a hypocrite. So this is the point, you see. This is the point. It's very hard for people. Most of the people in this world, they will see faults in others, they don't see fault in us. But I'll tell you something more important. You and I have got this species. There are 400,000 species of life as human beings, right? And there are 8.4 million species total. And no other species except human and nearly human species, or even higher, it differentiates between other species. In what do you know? You use the word introspection. A tiger doesn't introspect. He says, I'm hungry, I'll go and eat. Finished. Done. They don't think, oh, it's a child, or must be this woman must have mother somewhere. It's a mother, so must have child somewhere. Tiger will think, I'll eat the mother also and child also. But a human being thinks introspective. This is the introspection which differentiates. This is Bhagavatam speaking. I'm not speaking this. So it is a value of a human life to introspect. So if you really want to take advantage of a human body, which you've got in the species, then you will introspect and you will change. This is the most esoteric answer I can give you. If you don't want to change, then you don't accept yourself to be a human being. You don't accept the value of human life. Then it's as good as karmis or normal people, wasting their time, who think that by cheating somebody else, I've gained something. You understand this? When normal people, when they think, oh, I will act in such a way that I will cheat Ambarish. Okay, so this person will act and make a story and give and all this drama I will do and take money from my pocket. I'll give him. He says, hey, I made him a fool. I'll walk away. But now what has he done? He has got some money from me, correct? Is one thing he has got. What damage has he done? He says, what damage I've done? Nothing. That fool, that old loaf Ambarish has got a lot of money, he's taken some money. What's a big deal? Forget about it. Actually, he has destroyed my faith. I kept faith in this person. When he came in front of me and said, Ambarish, I'm in this difficulty, or this is my plan, we can make this business and all these things, it'll work and give me the money. But all the while I had no plan of doing this. I always want to take the money away. But Ambarish had the faith and said, oh, there's a chance this guy may be cheating me, but let me try this honesty in this person. If I do not give him ever things like this, then where will the world go without any faith? So Ambarish gave that money to this person. He cheated Ambarish. So that person has not cheated Ambarish. He has cheated the whole humanity. Because he is a boj. He is a curse to the whole humanity. In the eyes of Ambarish. Then next time, what has this person done, man? What did I do wrong to this person? I just kept my faith, right? When we go in an aeroplane, we keep faith in the plane driver, aeroplane pilot, to he'll drive me properly, correct? If he's going to cheat, he drops out from the plane with a parachute and let you die. What will you do? When we're going by Uber to somewhere, we rely upon this guy who's going to driving and he knows how to drive. he doesn't know how to drive, then what happens? So whole world, even the most cheated people, they work on honesty. Even gangsters, mafias, if you cheat them, they'll come against you. But you tell them, I'll give you this, you give me that, okay, then negotiate is done. They are allowed to deal with business with you. They may be very greedy people, but they also rely upon honesty. So dishonesty, what does it mean? Dishonesty has to take shelter of honesty for its existence. If that person who's cheated me, Ambarish, if he did not project himself to be very honest, if he projected himself to be a very dishonest person, Ambarish will never give him the money. But he projected very honest, Ambarish gave them money, seeing the honesty. You see the point? So this is the point to be understood. Does it answer the question?
Yes, Prabhu.
Tell me, how does it answer the question?
So Prabhu, like, there are a couple of points. So first point, obviously, straight up is be honest to yourself, and which is same as when people ask that how do I control the mind, and the answer is well, control your mind. And Prabhupada also gives the same thing, like about. And I was going to give this an NOI realization about urges and how to control them and all. You just have to tolerate them. Uh, Second point about on faith, the example that he gave, that the faith got destroyed, right? Because the person, he thought that he's not doing anybody harm. He's actually done harm not only to himself but to entire humanity, because the entire society revolves around this fabric of ethos of basically trust and faith, right? There is an entire ethos that we believe. Even when we go to a barber and he's doing this with the Ustara tool, we believe he won't cut our neck. We have
Yeah,
faith.
that's right.
He won't
Faith.
cut our neck. There is some exchange there, right? And so if somebody destroys that faith, thinking even if that faith is to one own self, and he's like, oh, I can cheat, have a cheat day or have a cheat, whatever, and just go on with it, nobody will know. Well, obviously Krishna knows, and then obviously our conscience knows there is an imprint. I'm just talking about my own self. To others, obviously, you gave an example that obviously the other person's faith is destroyed and nobody will want to do business with you, because if truth is destroyed once, you're not tolerated anymore. At least a good person will not tolerate you anymore. But to
No,
one's own self,
good person will give you one more chance, because that person thinks that there has to be this chance for humanity to survive. Otherwise, if everybody does this, how is it going to work? This is Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj's train. But that doesn't mean you give shelter to cheats all the time. There's a limit, and then it is cut off. Once cut off is gone, and that is when the person will suffer greatly, because he's lost somebody very gold. This kind of people are gold in this world, who can understand and they know he is cheating, but okay, one more chance, he must have changed. Like second time, then you're bound to suffer, bound to become a crocodile, or a hippopotamus, or a ant, or a worm in a stool. Better go there only, live in the stool. Yes, Prabhu, please continue.
yes, so yeah, and also to one's own self, it always has an imprint on our conscience that we're not truthful, and then it affects our endeavors and behavior in our daily regular life. So yes, bro, that was a both esoteric and simple answer, both with it. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. I'll tell you one thing. If you can tell yourself, if you're honest to yourself, the world is an easy place to live. If you're not honest to yourself, it's a very complicated process. You got this problem, that problem, all problems in this world. And honesty protects in this Kali Yuga. It will protect. But do not be a fool. That person is Ambarish, who gives chances once, twice. He's not a fool to give away everything. He knows how much he can give. He's ready to give up. Because this person who's fooled, cheated the person, doesn't understand that Ambarish has kept some funds for fools like him only, to give him a chance to change. This is his service to humanity. This is a broader vision of Ambarish, and that fool rascal doesn't understand this. So he's a rascal, and his next boss will be a rascal. This is all of karma. And Ambarish tried to help him Don't be a rascal. You cheated me once, I'll give you one more chance. That's what I'm saying. This honesty, if you find somebody, it's never leave that person or whoever the personality is. And always honesty is valued in its absence by fools. Those who are very clever, they can see honesty straight up and say, this is honest, or I'm not going to leave this person. But those who are fools, they value honesty when in its absence. When they've taken wrong decision and it's gone, then they realize, Hare, yeah, what did I do? Now what do I do? See, we are living in very dangerous times. And honesty is where it protects the whole society, humanity. That doesn't mean you become a fool. That doesn't mean you cannot carry a gun. That doesn't mean you cannot bash a person. We don't bash anybody, we don't kill anybody, but we carry a gun. You understand this? You understand? What do you mean by this? We carry a gun and we don't shoot. What do you mean?
So like we carry a gun, but our policy is not to kill, but it does not say that we don't have our own self defenses, our own planning to protect ourselves, our own self, if times get tough.
Yeah, that's right. I'll give one example. As a school child, one person told me this, okay? As a child, he was bullied by everybody. You know? Somebody was bullying him, his friend or something like that. So he came to protect the child in the school, you know. So those guys came bullying him, you know. He said, we'll see you next day. We'll show you next day. Now come, we'll show you. So this guy went the next day and took a big knife with him. He told me this, what happened. Big knife, huge knife. He went to his classroom, sat on his back bench where he's sitting, took out the knife and placed it hard on the bench and sat there. Because others were going to approach him, not to teach him lesson. Nobody came. Nobody came. Class was over, took the bench, put the pocket, went away. Nobody came close to him. This is the meaning of it. Okay? Yeah. So we are like snakes. We do it, but we make people scared. We don't bite, but we can bite. You never know. If you take too much, you can bite. When you bite hard. So hard, you kill the person, no problem. If you bite it. Otherwise, don't bite it. We don't bite anybody. Honesty is like this. Okay? I think we have covered quite a bit of a distance, different angles of the points too. Okay, thank you. Now somebody else had a question too. You've gone a bit away time, but no problem. We can take the question. Please. And questions.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
First of all, thank you very much for the nice discussion points to Bhat Prabhu and Om Prabhu. And thank you for your answers as well. I just had a question just on the point of preaching. The seventh offense, right? To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy names of the Lord. So what exactly does that mean? And is that related to like how we introspect or how we may be hypocritical when we're also in the path of Krishna consciousness, but yet we, for example, try to convince other people, you know. So what is that related to that seventh offense? To commit sinful activities
No,
of the holy name of the Lord?
no, that is much worse. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord means you are preaching God consciousness to people and you're cheating them. That is worse. That is a major worse situation. Because you're taking God's name. It's just like if you are taking my name and cheating the name of cheating people in my name. It's worse. Or impersonating somebody whom you are not. Yeah? So that's worse. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, please feel free if anyone has to say anything. But we covered very important points, and I want this to be basis of this future discussions too. So if you have any questions, please ask me now, or anything to share. No problem, we are delayed, that doesn't matter. Okay, so we conclude then, for 10 more seconds. I saw somebody else joining us today. Nobody new. Who's the Udghosh Garg? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I
Hare
joined
Krishna.
first time. Hare Krishna. Hare. I joined first time because through Sanjeev ji. Yeah.
Oh, Sanjay Prabhu,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yes, Prabhuji, I invited him to join our class. So, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, very nice.
He
Very
lives
nice.
in
Very
New
good.
Zealand, yes, Prabhuji, Auckland.
Oh, is it Auckland?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So are we. Nice to meet you. Hare Krishna.
Nice to meet you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, we'll wait for 10 more seconds. If there's no questions or realizations, then we can conclude. Okay, Hare Krishna. Whose turn is it to sing Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us today? And wish you all a very happy Dashera. It's in New Zealand, it's today. You had yesterday in India. Australia is today as well. Is it not so?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, today.
Yes, yes, yes. Happy Dashera to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Bol. Yes. Whose turn is it? Kiska turn?
Hare Krishna
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Ravina ji. तुमचा turn है आज.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very nice, very nice. तुम्ही छान आहात ना? बरे आहात ना?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, wonderful. So sing very nicely, okay? With actions, we'll follow you, huh? Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we are not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best use your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime.
And your whole life
And your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there's nothing wrong.
then there's nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
If your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
But if your character dies,
But if your character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior
Only saintly behavior
lets humanity die.
lets humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna
We must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we?
To practice
There's so many things to do.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here is the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely.
So listen very closely.
And make your thinking sharp.
And make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and with Sir Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
And whatever's due today,
And whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
If your friends might be lazy
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things,
or doing bad things,
you think again.
you think again.
Don't follow them,
Don't follow them,
and you will win in the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work, and to play. If you learn to live this way, we'll see Krishna every day.
This is what we need to work and to play. We learn to live this way to see Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, we'll take ourselves a bow. We'll sing and dance with him with our hearts full of love.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above and sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's names, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become same.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. So only way this world can ever become same.
Now please ask this greatest question
Now please ask this greatest question
and find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
We can only remember Krishna
Can only remember Krishna
if Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai.
Jai Holiness Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Srila Mahotsav Ki Jai. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vastar Bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu Goswami Namani. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vastar Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani. Namo Saraswati Devi Govani Kushai Nandhi Visheshu Dwari Vashwadi. Okay, Krishna willing, we'll see you next week, same place, same time, or we'll be in India, Krishna willing. And till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Suchi Mataji had a question, sorry.
Suchi Mataji. Yes, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Babuji, Pradyum's birthday was on 11th of October, so can we sing birthday song?
You want to sing for him birthday song? Sure, sure. Why not?
Who's birthday?
Pradyum Prabhu, how old are you now?
22, Prabhu.
Oh, become man now. 22. Very nice. We'll sing for all of us will sing for you now. Okay? So one, we can all unmute ourselves. Don't mute. Nobody can hear you if you're muting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, start. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy
birthday, dear Prabhu.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
you.
May you never be born again. May you never be born again. May you go back to Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
you.
Hari Bol.
Hare
Hari Bol. Satyendra Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Hope you had a good time, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, wonderful. Okay, Krishna willing, we'll see you next week, same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.